昔々、この世界は混沌の中にありました。それは深い沼の底、完全なる
無。ここはどこ？どうして私はこんなところに？もう怒ったんだからね。消化してあげる。真偽エーテルストライク。
冥界の使者が運ぶ純然たる悲劇。あなたにはどんな悲劇がお似合いかしら。冥界へお送りいたします。奥義シュバルツブリッツェン。バルキリー・アナトミア。
ようこそ女神バルキュリアよ。この瞬間をどれほど待ち焦がれたことか。這いつくばっているがいい。それ行け。我招く無音の消滅に慈悲はなく、汝にあまねく厄を逃れる術もなし。メテオスオーム。このような感じでよろしいのでしょう、バルキュリア様。バルキリー・アナトミア。
Hello guys, this is ScherBR talking, and in today's video we want to talk about the new characters released, and this is the moment a lot of people are waiting for. The Lezard Valeth, Frei and Ailyth. 3 original characters from Valkyrie Profile games, and Lezard is just one of the most beloved ones. Well, there's a lot of talk about these characters because Lezard is very interesting, he has something unique about him, and Frei and Ailyth are still very good characters to be released on our actual meta in the game. Okay, let's start with Lezard. I'll just click on details so you can see status. And well, Lezard has a lot of HP for a mage. He's almost breaking the 6k barrier. He has something about physical attack that he will never use, and his mag attack is a little better than Freya. He gets more status than Freya. And his physical defense is not bad. He's beyond the average, a little beyond the average being around 600, and mag defense is 1.1k. It's very high, one of the highest I have ever seen so far. And so, well, let's talk about his attacks. He has 3 attacks, being a mage, even if the 3 attacks are different, even if it's the common type of mage from the other games in the series. He has actually the 3 dark attacks from Valkyrie Profile original game. He starts with Stone Torch. It's just a 1 hit that can stun the enemy. There's Dark Savior and Shadow Servant. There's also Poison Blow, but Poison Blow is not here. Dark Savior and Shadow Servant are attacks with 3 hits. Shadow Servant launches the enemy upwards, but not that much, and it's good to keep the enemy in the mid-air. Also, the 40 and 50 attack are just the Dark Savior again and Shadow Servant again. It's very good because the Stone Torch is the less interesting attack of him. And he also has the Meteor Swarm attack. The Meteor Swarm is a Purify attack that has a special animation. He has more damage than other characters when doing this Meteor Swarm. It is very good to see. It's very similar to the animation on the original games. Okay, let's just check his passive skills. The passives are always the most interesting things about characters. The first is Lost Magic, and it greatly increases mag and critical hit damage. This is very interesting because it's the same description as the Alphonse and Edward brothers. They increases both greatly instead of just increase. It's better than the simple increase. Okay, and there's the second skill, it's called the Matchless Wizard. It improves all status when the start of the turn if your purification gauge is on level 1 or higher. It's interesting because Lezard Valeth can reach up to 15% increase. It's very similar to Lineage. Lineage can reach 16%, just one difference between each other. Hakure is better because Hakure can reach up to 25%. It's 5% per level. Lezard Valeth is 1% per level. But well, Lezard has this lost magic and increases a lot of the damage that he can inflict, but he can raise the critical hit chance. So you need to just maybe try something to raise his critical hit chance to do more damage with his critical hit damage here. Okay, and the last skill is called Necromancy Master and increases the Purification Gauge when you defeat an enemy. It's the same as Tyla and the same as Hakure. It's very good to be used alongside the Hakure. They work well together, but well, Lezard has only dark type of attacks. He won't be able to change it, and so it's recommended to be used against enemies that are weak to dark, unless you can just use him on hit KO strategies and you just use the elemental of the weapon he's using. But he won't be able to change his elements. Okay, that finishes this part here. Another stuff to say is just that this character was released on Japan just before the Fullmetal Alchemist characters, and so that's why he has some power level very similar to them. Okay, he's not beating Alphonse when using action skills because Alphonse is just still the top for this, but he can compare a little better to Edward when instead of Alphonse. Okay, let's just close the screen and go through to check his unique orb. He has the E activate like he's a first generation character. He increases 1000 attack and mag and 500 defense and mag defense. His second skill is called the Philosopher's Stone and increases mag at start of each turn and also increases damage dealt by dark attacks. So this means that if you're running to use him with the orb, he will be just attached to dark and doing even more damage to dark, and also become a rage type of character that can do more damage as long as the turns passes by. Okay, so that makes him usable on different strategies, the stalling strategies that need you to keep surviving to the fourth turn, so you can just use rage and your action skills on the fourth turn instead of the first. And he also can just be the character that you can use for farming because he can just clear stages with 2 enemies and just reach the Purification Gauge on the max. And also he's very good because he increases all abilities and his defense is not terrible. He will still be strong to be able to defend against some enemies. Okay, so that's Lezard Valeth for you, and he's not a bad character at all, and he can get to very high numbers on mag and critical hit damage, but he does not crit as much as other characters because he can have a critical hit up. So, well, that's Lezard Valeth. He has the party skill Wisdom that increases mag defense and defense, if I'm not wrong. Let me check here. Wisdom increases mag and mag defense by raw numbers. It's not that good because I mean it's better because it increases by percentage. Okay, now let's just talk about Frei. And Frei is the first character that uses a great sword from the holy element, and she faces no competition on this regard. But we also don't have any weapon that can be used with Frei that it's very good. There's the Cleanse Sohalis, but the Cleanse Sohalis it's not an elemental weapon, so it will just do the action skill from the holy element, but the normal attacks will still be of non-elemental. And Lezard Valeth can use the Apocalypse Staff that is very common. A lot of people have, a lot of people don't have. I don't have it. And he will just perform well because he does not want to change his element. He doesn't need to change his element. But Frei is a different reward. Let's just click on her details and let's look at her status. You see she has less status than Lezard on HP, but her physical attack is very similar to Hakure. Also, her physical defense and mag defense are not that high. Should be higher, at least the physical defense, because she's a heavy water type. She is equipped with great swords. It's very funny because she's not using any weapon. She does all she does is just kicking his enemies and some slaps in the face. And you can see here she has 3 attacks. It's the first one is non-elemental, the second one is holy, the third one is non-elemental but also launches the enemy. That's why she will be better using a great sword with the holy element. We'll have to wait for it, but she's still useful before we get this stuff. Let's just check her attacks. The first one is 6 hits, the second one is 5, and the third one is 5 again. And the Mystic Chain is just an attack that launches the enemy. She just does the same attack that Freya uses on Valkyrie Profile Sun Media. All the 3 attacks are Kopai and Taste from Valkyrie Profile Sun Media. From the Freya they uses kicks, so she gets her animations, and that's very good because she's that Freya that uses kicks instead of beams and Kamehamehas or things like that. I really like her, and that's 16 hits just by herself. The character I really want to summon in this specific banner is Frey, but I probably won't be summoning because I don't want to summon anymore until I can get to 50k gems, so I can guarantee at least one character. Okay. For people summoning out, she is very good, not on same power levels than Lezard Valeth just now. Let's just check her skills. The high fertility, it increases the attack and defense on the start of each of your turns. So that's why her defense is not that high, because she has this skill, and the skill is very good. It is the same as Rage, but it also raises both attack and defenses. So she gets stronger and stronger, both offensively and defensively, but not against enemies that can do mag attacks. So that's very fine, and I very like this. And you see her second skill is called Greatly Rampant Enjoyment, and greatly improves critical hit H and damage. Not many characters greatly improve critical hit H, so this is better than just increase or just improve. Greatly is almost double the same values as the normal increases. If I don't remember correctly, it's just 50% more than the common. And that's fine because we always want more critical hit hits and also critical hit damage. It really makes the stuff better because the critical hit damage base value in Valkyrie Anatomia is just 20% more damage. This will bring her to better values. Okay, and the last skill is called Aerial Flace, and increases damage of normal attacks against launched enemies. Well, she will do more damage against enemies that's still in the mid-air, but she only raises the enemy to the air on the third attack. What happens here is that you really need someone that launches the enemy before, for she can attack the enemy while it's still in mid-air and do more damage with it. Just don't use her to launch the enemy, okay? Use someone else and start her attacks while the enemy is in mid-air. All of her attacks are good to stabilize the combo, just like Hakurei. She's very good to keep the enemy in mid-air. She also works very good with Hakurei, but Hakurei is still not a launcher. You still need someone that will launch the enemy, so you keep getting bonus attack with your Frey, okay? And both Frey and Lezard Valeth have 300% plus damage on the event. The event is called Effective in World in Shatters. Okay, so that's about Frey, but we still need to check her unique or it's an AE activation just like Lezard, and her unique skill is called Ionosense Force and increases attack and you increase with holy damage. So that's why we need a great sword with the holy element, so she can make all her attacks holy and get even more damage by launching normal attacks and increasing her attack and defense in the start of each of her turns. Making her even better of a character for long fights, but not that much good character for nuke strategies. Okay, she's not that good of nuke strategies, but also very good for long fights because it greatly increases the hit and critical damage, and also the attack and defense. Okay, so that's how I can describe Frey. She's a good character for long fights and the best character using great swords against enemies weak to holy. That's the 2 characters. We also got Eilith. Eilith is very easy to get. She's just a free character you can get on the first stage of the event. Let's just go to the event just to recheck. It's the first stage, called the Wording Shatters Easy, and the first item that you claim is just this item here. It seems like a cup, and you get on the exchange booth. Well, let's just check Eilith by going to my Eilith here. It's already on level 55, and let's just check her actual attacks here. The first one is Dusting Off, and is a dark type of attack, and she just tries to use her to clean up the enemy. I don't know, a broomstick? No, it's not broomstick. I don't remember the word exactly in English. But she just tries to clean the enemy. In the second one, she uses the broomstick to just cover all the area from left to right and launches the enemy upwards. And the last attack, she just jumps on the enemy. As you see, Eilith is from the Valkyrie profile, the Covenant of the Plume, and she uses waitress clothes, and she's just a servant to the original profile of character, the main character, the Wilfred. So okay, let's just check her skills. Her attacks are very straightforward. I just forgot to say how many hits are there. She just does 2 hits with any of her attacks. The first, the second, and the third. Also, she has average numbers on status for both attack and average values for defensive. She's not a that strong character when seeing this stuff here. She gets less status because she's not exactly totally a gacha character, because she's handed over for free and her orb is just a gacha thing. She won't be able to reach Frei on attacks or even Lezard on HP. In Japan, she says she has 4.5k AP, only that, and her attack barely reaches 1k, okay? But, well, her skills are very interesting. She's like a mini Edward and can be used, it's the same strategies that Edward used. She just won't do that much damage as Edward, but can reach very close. Well, the first skill is called the Feather Duster and increases attack and lower the enemy bar chance. It increases attack since the first turn, and it's very good because she's used on nuke strategies. If she was using something like the Rage status, she won't be able to have that much attack on the first turn. Why she's using on nuke strategies? Because she has the second called Moody's Made skills that increases the damage dealt when using action skills. So this seems very similar to Nachi, but Nachi has the focus, and focus is increased by turns, and so the first turn damage is not that high as it could be if you just won for like the Feather Duster. And that's why she's using on nuke strategies. And we have the third skill is called the Clean Graves, and it lowers the chance of being inflicted with curse, stun, or seal, but it works only for her. Okay. Now let's just give a look on her unique orb. I will have to open something here because we don't have a way to check the unique orb before getting the unique orb itself. We can just click here and I will show you guys. She's an E-activate character, and her second skill, the unique skill, increases all abilities on the beginning of the turn. So it's the same as an E-activate type of skill, and I don't know exactly the numbers, and there's no information about the numbers in Japan as well. But well, it's interesting. It's something that will always be activated and makes her sustain more damage and probably stay more useful before she gets totally outclassed. Because that's the status here, it affects everything. All abilities means attack, defense, mag defense, and mag. She don't use mag, doesn't matter, but the other 3 stats she uses. Okay, so it's just the same thing for the 2 skills, just more status and raw status. It's just good because she needs physical attack to be higher, because the multiplier from action skills is just very high, and it does need you to have a high enough base attack before you're using the action skill. Okay, so she's a new type of character, and her orb only increases the base damage but does not change how she works. So that's why she's not that reliant on using her orb, and you don't need to really summon the orb right now. And also there's something to tell, and her unique orb has less chances to appear compared to other characters. When we click her on her banner, we can check the drop rates. And when we check the drop rates, we will see that there's only the 3 artifacts. It says here so on the banner. When we click here and we can see, it says Lezard, Frei and Ailyth artifacts only. So there's the only 3 characters that will appear on the artifacts. And besides these 3, all the other weapons will be non-artifacts. Let's just click here, and there is a catch. Her artifacts has a very low chance to appear, and it's just 0.2%. And Lezard and Frei are 0.8%. Okay, so they will appear very much way more chances than to appear than just Eilith. Eilith has a very low chance for it to appear. So you can just check, try to get her artifact in the future. In the future, the chance for it to appear will be the same across all other characters. So don't try to get this right now. So if you want Lezard or Frey, you can just get them because their rates are common. Now we have to finish this stuff here. I hope this video was just fine, helpful for everyone. If not, please just give me feedback. Now I really want you to stick around to the end of the video to subscribe if you have not. And please just give a like, this helps me so much. I'm really trying to get to 1k subscribers before I can just monetize on my videos. I really need this to happen so I can keep with the channel. Thanks again, we see each other on the next video. Bye.